So day number 1 of my family and friends fishing week just finished up. I fished with my dad today, and we went to a small lake just kind of northwest of the Anoka area here in Minnesota, and we had a good time. He's got a new small boat this year, so I'm going to be using it this week as I fish with some other friends and family. And so we're kind of taking it out and putting it through its paces. Got a new depth finder hooked up and seeing how it loads and how it works and everything. So it worked out pretty nice. It's always nice in the boat, even when the fish aren't biting, just being able to talk. And today my dad shared a story or two about his parents, my grandma and grandpa, who passed away a while ago, that I hadn't heard about fishing on some private ponds in Indiana, so that was kind of fun to hear about. And my dad also talked about catching a 10-inch sunfish on a fly pole, which was another story I hadn't heard. So getting out with family is always nice. You hear a few stories that maybe something jarred in their memory, you know, when you're fishing. So it was really nice to just be in the boat and hear some of those stories. The fish today with my dad were pretty small, but we did catch a variety. We caught some sunnies, we caught some crappies, we caught quite a few little bass too. We were mainly going for panfish, but by the end we were just hoping for anything to bite. So small fish day, but a good day in the boat with Dad. Yesterday was a wonderful day on the water. I took 2 of the finest social workers you'd ever want to meet fishing, good friends of mine, and they definitely had some fishing skills. Fishing with Sarah and Amy, doing a great job out there on the water. Sarah caught our first keeper, and Amy caught a nice bonus bass. And we ended up spending about 6 hours on the water together. It was just fun hearing about both of their fishing experiences, and they just seemed to really enjoy themselves on the water. What a great day. Yesterday I was able to get out with my buddy Dan, and we went out to Big Marine Lake. Dan and I, for a couple of years now, have been fishing together, and we usually go wader fishing because I've got a kayak, and it just doesn't work with 2 people. And so we've been wader fishing and caught a few bass that way. But this year we decided to get out the boat. So my dad was nice enough to let us use his boat, and we had a great night of fishing. It was beautiful weather, and we ended up finding some really nice panfish. did manage a couple of bass on a frog, so that's always fun, catching a bass on the top water. is a hard worker. He's working this summer. He's a great dad. And so it's just nice to be able to get him out on the water and catch some fish. Oh, what a great day of fishing it was. My niece and I went out to Forest Lake yesterday, and that's a lake kind of north of the Minneapolis area, and what a fun time we had. It was a bit windy. We started out trolling and didn't get much. I was hoping for maybe a big fish for my niece, maybe a northern or even a muskie. So we kind of found some shelter against the less windy shore, and we started getting fish in 4 feet of water. And I don't think there's anything better than to see how excited my niece was to be catching fish, and she was good at it. Talk about a natural. Kate just fit right into the fishing scene. She knew what to do at the landing to help with the boat. She was able to bait her own hook. She could take her own fish off the hook, and she was just excited to be catching whatever she could catch. We had such a fun time naming each worm or leech as we put it on the hook, talking about the fish when we got them in. Kate and I kept track of how many fish we caught. I bought my fish clicker, and that was a lot of fun for us. We ended up with a grand total of 52 fish. And that's kind of the key part when you're fishing with a younger person, action. And we even talked about that. I asked her if she's more into catching a big fish or more into action. And she said more into action. And then she thought about it and she said, well, I'd like to catch a lot of big fish too. One of the most exciting things that happened was Kate hooked a sunfish and she started bringing it in, and all of a sudden it got heavy. I happened to look up, I had my GoPro camera on my hat, and whammo, out of the water this big fish had hit her sunfish. She did such a nice job. She was a trooper bringing this big fish in. Unfortunately, right before it got to the boat, it let go of her littler fish.
So we kind of gathered ourselves, we checked out that little fish, and cutest thing ever, she's like, throw it off that side of the boat.